Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be channeling messages from your higher self, from the divine, from Source, on how you can prepare for this next cycle or next phase of your life, as we are all transitioning seasons at this point from time recording or from whenever you come across this video, as this is timeless. If this has found you, you might be in the energy of receiving information from the divine on a transitional period in your life, whether you are moving on from a job, a relationship, or just wanting to grow spiritually and evolve. These messages are going to help you align with your highest timeline, or at least the stepping stones to get to your highest timeline. So while you are here, I just want to thank you. I will be uploading a little bit more videos on advice about how to deal with spiritual upgrades, how to deal with preparing for transitional phases, as well as some of my own personal experience and history with the spiritual path in general. So thank you so much for tuning in, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help out a lot. So right now, actually, as I was tapping into this collective, there's a lot of intense spiritual energy flowing. I almost felt like I couldn't talk. I was channeling just fine. I usually have a meditation right before I sit down to see if there's any information that comes through as I am pulling the cards. And as usual, there was a lot. And I immediately felt this tightness in my throat and in my chest. Like all of a sudden, I couldn't think or breathe. So you might need some soda light or to do some throat chakra work and aquamarine. I'm feeling like there's this need to cleanse your energy and your space. I'm seeing a clear quartz crystal. If you ever get an opportunity to do spring cleaning, smudging, opening up the windows, if the weather permits, doing anything to clean your space, but I'm feeling more so in my body. There's this sense of a lot of spiritual energy around you, this collective at this time, and not knowing what to do with it. And you might be receiving a lot of messages from on high. So also amethyst would be a good way. Any crystal that almost absorbs a lot of psychic energy from entering into you and into your space. Create a space within your home that is your holy temple. And you go there, even if you just clear out space in a closet and you just sit and just meditate, breathe, because these transitional phases of our lives, these growing pains, as it were, when we are manifesting something into our world, into our reality, there are a lot of shifts that happen internally. And, your mind might think logically, well, it's going to be a breeze, it's just flexing a muscle I haven't used. But psychologically, there's a lot that goes on beneath the surface that we're not always aware of. And some of it is just this art of transmutation might be new to you, but it takes time, it takes energy, and there's a learning curve to it. So my dear viewers, don't worry about a thing. What this means is that you are going to ease through this in a weird way, flawlessly, the more you tune into yourselves and the more you protect your energy. And that is the first message that came through. I also saw the priestess or queen Nefertiti. She came through. If you have Egyptian ancestry, or I'm hearing some of you had maybe even family who lives near the Nile. I also heard the Nile is not just a river in Egypt, so you might even be denying your gifts, blocking your own throat chakra from speaking your truth. I also saw an image of a daffodil. So if any of you have been working on creating spaces within your home and creating a temple space with a daffodil in it. This message might be here for you too if you're working on some of your inner magic skills, high priestess, becoming more of a clear channeler. This is going to be helpful for you too. I'm also seeing some of you might have owls as a symbolic message from an ancestor or someone who's passed on, or a relative who is watching over you. That is a clear sign that you are on the right path. And at the end of this reading, I'm also going to be getting some charms and other additional signs and synchronicities you're going to be seeing along the way to let you know you're on the right path. As Spirit in the universe, God, he likes to lay down breadcrumbs to let us know that we are actually on the right path, but it's more solid than that. You will know. And so I'm going to be channeling messages from there. The first song I channeled, and I will link in the description below, and only go there if it resonates, because it is a Christian song and it's come up before. It's called Let Mercy Lead by Rich Mullins. And basically the line that came up was, let mercy lead, let love be the strength in your legs. So in everything you do it with love and grace and kindness and empathy and mercy. And that is one way you can also prepare yourself for whatever's coming next in your life. But right now, I want to get a look at what is this next phase or this new cycle that's beginning, what it is going to look like, or what the energy surrounding it. We're just going to clear channel. Yep. No. Oh my goodness. I am not surprised by that. Y'all need to stand in your truth. And I do love that we have this Ace of Swords and the stars within the spade. That is quite beautiful. And some of you might actually be getting into gardening. And I just heard the phrase, call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Don't sugarcoat the truth. And in a lot of ways, you don't always have to take the high road. I'm hearing it might be true to you that you don't want to say anything bad maybe about something you had to let go of. But the thing is, the way that we process emotions and even pain to move on to the next cycle of our lives is we need to just let it out. You need to speak it. It doesn't mean that you're not hurting anybody by releasing pain from within you. Someone planted that seed of hurt in you and it became a weed. And if someone did something in the past that was not kind to you and you're repeating that within your own mind, the only way to actually speak it out of you, to uproot it as it were, is to just put anger in the right direction, let it come through you. Even if you're just talking to a wall, you're saying that was BS that person said that thing to me, because you're banishing it from your system. You're letting the universe and your own soul know that is not allowed, because what you need most of all is your permission to move on. Like, your soul needs to know it's not right, and you need to stick with it and just speak that truth. And speaking the truth sometimes means releasing pain, and you might say mean things about a person and you don't necessarily mean it, but how is that energy going to actually be released from you? One of the first lessons I learned with letting go of a lot of old pain and hurtful memories is you got to release it to make space for something beautiful and new. And it's okay. You just say what's on your mind, write it down in a journal, write an angry letter to someone who hurt you, rip it up, burn it, do it safely, of course. But it's like, that's how you get that out of you. So whatever messages are coming up for you, as so far as renewal, you're going to enter into a time where your energy is just going to be very clean, because you've done the work. You know how to uproot these things, and you know how to, replant things. You know how to the split bulbs, as it were. You're going to be having a new garden on rotation, because I am seeing someone kneeling on their hands and knees, wearing like gloves, and just like getting all the plants out and uprooting a lot of stuff to be able to refresh. I'm seeing that. And energetically and spiritually, what that means for you is that you're just creating that safe space within yourself for you to grow, your soul to grow. And that's the cycle you're moving into, is you have the knowledge but also the empathy to be able to basically transmute energy. You are alchemizing your soul, and that is very beautiful. And these gifts you're taking with you to the next phase of your life. So that seems to be what's going on for you. And let me see if I can get a yeah, no. So this was supposed to be a clarifier, and I just went on a whole rant, and that's literally it. It's like you're cleaning your soul, what doesn't serve you, but you also have to be not in denial yourself about what you know you want and you need. And like, don't be ashamed of just saying what's on your mind about a person. You don't have to say it to their face. In fact, I would never really recommend saying something that you know is probably not going to be taken well to someone's face, especially if you know they will never feel sorry or remorse. And I'm feeling like this might actually be just a group of people you had to walk away, let go of, or evolve from. You don't really owe them anything. You don't owe them an apology. And even if they owe you an apology and you know you won't get it from them, it's okay to just write it down on paper, say everything that you ever thought about them and how they hurt you, and release it to the universe. So it's not inside of you. Because the only thing that shaming yourself for your own angry thoughts is going to do is push it down deeper. You have to let it out. And it might be uncomfortable. Like, I had to get used to being angry and thinking certain thoughts, because I'm not that, I know that's not me, and I'm not that type of person. But my anger needed an outlet to express itself. It's just an expression of an emotion, and emotions are just reactions to something outside of us. And how we process that is going to help you learn how to grieve as you go, feel as you go, and release as you go. So you're just this running river of pure energy. And to not feel shame, or to not allow yourself to just feel like you have to lock it up, like, that's going to help you grow so much more into this new version of yourself you're becoming. And I'm seeing this very clearly. You are going to be entering this phase of emotional freedom and fulfillment, where you are able to just blindly speak your truth and not worry because of what it means to you, and to be free and not apologizing for how you feel. And I think that's very beautiful, because what you're going to see outside of yourself is a more honest and truthful experience in this world. And I'm so proud of you for becoming that. And if you have a lot of connection to, I'm seeing Egyptian gods, mostly goddesses, because the goddess Set, or Isis, is coming through. Because I just got shown like an image of her with her wings spread out. So especially if you have been working on manifesting skills, or even with magic, or trying to work with that, I'm seeing someone taking herbs or reading tea leaves, or possibly even scrying. Like, definitely work with her. If you have an altar, she's here for you, because bird symbolism might also be important. So let me see what you can do energetically or internally to prepare. And definitely take your time, be patient with yourselves. These seeds are going to grow. You just need to take care of them. And this actually came up for me a few days ago when I was reframing how I saw divine timing. Because with divine timing, not all manifestations are created equally. There's so many variables involved. And alchemy has been coming up a lot for me too, and it might be for you. But when we're talking about soul alchemy, it's a little bit trickier, because there are so many variables inside of us, outside of us, and we are still traveling with and creating with source. But when it comes to actually having these things that we want come to fruition, one part of it is creating that space within ourselves, thinking like a version of ourselves that's in the future, vibrating at a certain level. There's so many parts, and environmental factors play into it. Maybe the thing you want is a job, and the job isn't ready for you. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just, it's not the time, because not everything is in place for it to be so. And basically, Spirit compared this process of manifestation and alchemy to baking a cake. I love using baking as a way to almost teach about alchemy, because baking is an art and a science, and is something that can be made better with the element of love and care and good intentions. But when we're actually putting something in the oven, not all cakes or baked goods bake equally. There's the ingredients that determine bake time, also elevation. If you're cooking at a higher elevation, is you need to either turn the oven up higher. If your oven isn't good, you might need to bake longer. You need to eyeball it, but when it's ready, it's ready. But if you take it out too soon, you stick a toothpick in, it's not going to come out clean. It was like, do you want a cake that's not baked yet? No, just let spirit cook. Let this manifestation cook. And it seems like you're in the waiting stage and there's nothing you're doing wrong. You just don't see what's happening on the other side. It's just processing. And when it's ready and it's done, it's going to be there for you. So I think preparations is just sitting with yourself and just grounding yourself in this frequency. Also, daydreaming might be a good manifestation tool, or a way to almost like prepare you for your manifestation in a way where you are constantly thinking like the version of you that's already in this, and daydreaming if you do that, or just writing down a scenario, like a writing exercise, doing thought exercises about who, like, if, like, for example, if you want to open a store and you imagine what a day at your store would look like and the type of employees you have, if you have a vivid imagination, you might be able to do that. And just almost like you're preparing for the next day of work. It's something that is in your mind. And even if it takes a few weeks or a few years to get there, the more you consistently think that way, the more it's going to be likely that you will be that way, because you trained your mind to instinctively embody that. And doing that type of exercise, even if it's art, you draw a picture of you in your store, or you walking up to a person, or you with a I'm hearing classmates. So if you're going into college and you're trying to envision yourself going into classes, or if you're having a hard time, just treat yourself as if you are having a good time and you are successful. And there are different methods of doing it, and it's going to be unique to you, but it's about giving yourself the time. And we as a society are in this like hurry up culture of you need to get out there faster, and that's not sustainable. First of all, that doesn't create long lasting change, because in order to create that, you need the element of time and care and love, which is almost eliminated from our process and structure as a society. There's no need to rush. Things that are made sustainably last a very long time. They stand the test of time. If you want to build a bridge, don't cut corners. If you want to make something sustainable and a foundation that's going to stand its ground for the longest time to come, instant gratification isn't going to really get you there, and unfortunately, but you're going to get there. It's just about committing to this and having patience and having faith. And it's allowing spirit to work with you and through you, whatever, trusting that whatever you're working on or speaking into existence is going to be. And I think there is still a need to work on your throat chakra and do the legwork. My tongue felt like it actually couldn't say the words. So there might be also a nervousness to receiving what you want, or having what you want, or the shame of maybe I shouldn't want this. And like, first, one of your spirit guides said, "Hell no, Angel." No, hell no, Angel. You deserve it. If you want it and your heart desires it and your soul knows it's good for you, do not shame yourself for that. You can have literally anything you want. And that's the beauty of living in this universe. What is true for you, what is meant for you, is you. It's a part of who you are. So don't let anyone in this world shame you. And there's just a lot that's going on, that maybe even a lot of toxic energy around you that makes you feel like whatever's coming for you might not be for you. almost like second guessing and gaslighting yourself out of your own manifestation. And that might be a sign that spirit is preparing you for it, because you need to actually know you want it, but also know you deserve it. And any sort of doubts might be blocking you, because I did get the clarification card of the Seven of Swords. And I definitely feel like there's this internalized self sabotage of listening too much from what others feel like you deserve to receive when you know what you want and you know you're going to get it. So there's almost like this second guessing yourself. You feel like you're blind. You feel like you're doubting yourself. I just got the song Spider Webs by No Doubt. And I think it's time to screen your phone calls. Like, put someone on red, turn your phone off, or just put your phone on silent. And if you don't want to hear from someone, don't talk to them. If they have an absolute emergency, they can either get to you later, or you just listen to a voicemail, or you just don't respond to their text. And you might need some time to be alone with you to gain this clarity and space. There might be things falling away, or divine intervention might cut people out of your life right before this is coming in. Because the beautiful thing about changing and setting these things in motion and evolving as a soul, and even our conscious collective, is that God knows, because he sits outside space and time. Our angels know, our higher self knows when people or situations are not good for us. And you might start seeing things fall away, but in a very clean way. But you still have to know the intentions you set will determine how well this goes. Like, if you keep opening the oven to check if your cake is done, it's not going to cook as quickly if you keep checking it. So leave the oven door closed, sit down with yourself and meditate, clean your space, clear your attic, clear your basement, get rid of what doesn't serve you, and make a list of all the things that you know about yourself, you want to receive, you deserve to receive, and maybe even write down a list of lies people made. Lies or things that people believe that might not be true to you, but true to them, and separate that from you. And I'm hearing the list of the things other people try to convince you of. If you make a list of all the things people say, all the things society say about what you should want, what you should receive, or anything they gave you as far as guidance that doesn't serve you, write it down on a piece of paper, burn it, rip it to shreds. It's almost like a symbolic gesture of it's no longer your truth. And separating your truth from someone else's truth is definitely a way to not make this come in faster, but allow yourself time and space to prepare for it, because it comes in when it comes in. I'm not going to tell you what to do to make it come in faster. I learned the hard way that the more I tried to speed along my manifestations, the longer it took for it to come in, because I was not focusing on myself. I needed to use my time and energy to become that version of me. So you prepare by focusing on you, and let God cook, let spirit cook, let your universe cook, let the people who are helping you in the kitchen cook, because you've done the work, you're doing it. Mentally, spiritually, physically preparing for this is just a matter of waiting and trusting that things will happen as divine time, and anything that's not meant for you will fall away. And it's all about giving yourself that time and reframing that, because it took me like 3 years to get to the point where I understood like what it actually takes to change myself enough to become that version of myself. And sometimes it's trial and error, and you don't always know this unless you experience it or you've gone through this. But changing your thoughts, changing how you perceive this, it's going to mentally prepare you for what is just going to be. And remind yourself that there's so many things outside of you that you have no control over, that the more you focus on yourself, the better it's going to be for you in the long run. Like, the watch pot never boils. Some of you might be trying to open a bakery, who knows, y'all. So I'm actually going to pull some signs and synchronicities that are going to come up for you. to let you know you're on the right track. And so there actually before that, there was also a side message of really just being open and honest with yourself and true to yourself about what you want, but celebrating how far you've come, celebrating your accomplishments, taking a moment to just sit and just acknowledge what you've done, because I'm getting this feeling of almost nervousness of societal pressure forcing you along faster. This, and that's a survival mechanism. When society tells you you need to do things quicker, you need to be productive and produce things, it's like, for who? Like, who is going to profit from that? Not you. Like, not you. You're just going to get burnt out and tired. Why is that good for you? And it's not good for society either. The people who convince you to do that are the ones who have been convinced that that's the way to get things done, but that's really not. It's not the whole picture. The answer to the question is you're going to be receiving the exact type of guidance from your higher self and your intuition, and it's going to be contrary to everything you received growing up, learning about what it is to be a valid member of society. But you might have been raised by a society that trained factory workers to be of use and to produce infinite capital, which is not excusable and not sustainable. Let me just say, it's not. So you're not going to have that attitude clearly moving forward, and you know that. And I can guarantee you, the more you stay in your lane and focus on yourself, you're not going to ask God every 10 minutes, when are we going to get there yet? Are we there yet? You can't keep asking him. It's just going to tire you out. So let me just tell you how many ways. Focus on you and celebrate yourself. Love yourself. You know, you deserve it. And that is also going to fuel you to be able to move towards your destination or the next stop on your life's journey, is that energy of joy. You're going to have a happy, fun car ride to wherever you're going next. You're going to sing at the top of your lungs. You're going to enjoy the sunshine. You're going to look at all the landmarks. It's just about reframing how you go about this and not worrying, or just try to release fears. This is your life. This is your next destination. There's no time frame. You're not in a hurry. That's what you're evolving into in this phase of your life. So I really hope that helps right now, because I'm going to try to get some prime synchronicities you might see on the way there. Just confirmations from the universe that you're on the right track. Okay. So, yeah. Butterflies. Ooh, sorry about that. Butterflies. I just heard the song Reading Rainbow. Take a look. It's in a book. Maybe you might be reading a lot more. You might find information through the stories you read or media. Butterflies might be significant. Some of you might be studying entomology, or you're taking classes and you're learning about bugs. Aliens, X-Files, stuff like that in media comes up a lot more. Birds, seagulls, robins. Birds coming in pairs might be significant if you are asking about a relationship coming in or a relationship status. Pay attention to the birds. I'm also seeing redbirds, cardinals. If you see a lot of birds at your bird feeder, that's confirmation that there's a lot more abundance energy coming in. Astrology, you might be getting almost feeling like getting into astrology more, or really paying attention to your astrological signs. Your sun and moon sign might come up a little bit, or you might meet new people who have those signs. That might be a secret, especially a moon sign. If you have someone who shares a moon sign, that might be a confirmation that if you're looking for a friendship or like a colleague, that they're good for you, they're right for you, or they're meant to be in your life. You cross paths with someone like that. And then we have 33. You could be a life path number 33, or you're seeing the angel number 33, which is about manifestation. It's about building up a new life. I'm also seeing a lot of nautical imagery. So, like an anchor, if you live near the ocean or you're going on a vacation to a beach resort, I'm seeing seagulls, ocean imagery, a cabin by the sea, if you're doing a rental near a beach. Bright colors, you might be getting symbolism or signs through colors you see. If a color stands out to you more, and you might be seeing bright colors depending on what chakra you're working on. And if you're using candle magic, bright colors might stand out to you more, or you might be seeing a little bit more aura flashes, or noticing people's auras a little bit more. And that's a sign that your claircognizant and clairvoyant channeling abilities are breaking through a little more. The color yellow might be significant to you too. Flowers in nature, yeah, I saw the daffodil. Trees, tulips. I'm also seeing a lotus. You see any flowers that stick out to you? I'm also seeing jewelweed. If you don't know what that is, so there, it's like this kind of like a bushy plant, and the flowers are like orange, and they're like almost, they're really small. They're like bells, but bees really like them. And if you ever seen a bee go into like the bell of a flower and it's little butt sticking out, it's the most adorable thing. I freaking love bees, dude. So if you see that, if you see a bug or a bee sticking out of a flower, that might be just significant to you. Like, take it easy, calm down, you're on the right path, don't worry. Maybe old friends or people you knew from before might want to contact you, reunite with you. And that's also a sign that you're ready to let go because you're reevaluating. If you weren't the same person you were when you met these people, you definitely want to reevaluate if you click with them or not. Because you never know who's going to grow with you on this path. And number one, the first house might be significant, especially in astrology. It might be a life path number one. A new beginning is coming in. Seeing the number one a lot signifies a new beginning. Looking at your sixth house placements or seeing the number 6, I think that's the number 6. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to read it as the number 6 because it came out. This also... what is... I'm going to have to look it up. Is this a quarter or half note? No, this is a half note. You might be a musician. So I both read this as a number 6 and the half note. You never know. So you might just have to wait 2 beats. The number 3. So increments of these two. I love the number 3. So 6 is also in numerology unconditional love, but if we're looking at 6 and this being 6 and 9, yeah, this is about creation. This is about art. This is about Empress energy. So there, if you feel compelled to build, to even maybe write music, like it's been a while. Like I play piano, but it's been a while since I've actually like sat down and learn new music. So let me know in comments this is a half note or the number 6. So yeah, like I also heard the phrase "my heart skipped a beat" in a sense of like love. So yeah, the house of wellness, unconditional love, empathy, kindness, a lot of bright energy shining through. So you're going to have a lot of this high energy, fiery energy around you, right? As you are transmuting and entering into this next phase, and it's going to sustain you. It's going to follow with you, because when we see signs and synchronicities on the way there, they're usually the signs and synchronicities we see when we are in that energy. like a lot more. It's just about understanding that we fluidly transition from one phase to another. And divine timing is definitely at play. You are bringing this into fruition. And I'm seeing Pisces. Some of you might have a Pisces sun or moon. And, you know, being patient during this time, it's not easy. You have a lot of dreams and aspirations, but these things are going to come true. Please be honest with yourself and be kind to yourself because you deserve it. So thank you once again, dear viewers. I'm so happy to be here for you, to be channeling these messages. I really do hope this has helped you. And I will see you once again in another video.